Hi, I'm Peggy Lee Wright, the Executive Director for the ASCTE Foundation, and I am so excited to be able to introduce our final guest on this four-part series as to how the ASCTE Foundation has continued to gain partners in education. Today, you will meet Dr. James Kirsch. He is in charge of DEVCOM, the Development Command here on Redstone Arsenal, and he was actually our very first partner in education that was a government agency. And because of Dr. Kirsch and his efforts to not only give internships to our students, but also to encourage other partners, whether they are government or industry, to also join our school and our foundation, we've had so much success. I consider Dr. Kirsch a very good friend, and I'm inspired by him daily, and you too will be inspired when you hear what he has to say.
Well, I'm super excited to have you here today talking a little bit about the partnership that DEVCOM has with the Alabama School for Cyber Technology and Engineering. My name is Clark Dunn. I'm the founder and CEO of Beyond Rockets.
And I'm Jim Kirsch. I'm the Executive Director of the U.S. Army's DEVCOM Aviation and Missile Center, which is responsible for all of the research and development for the Army's aviation and missile systems.
Awesome. So talk a little bit about how you first got introduced to the school and kind of what, when that first moment of finding out, hey, this is a school that's going to be coming to Huntsville, this is what they're going to be kind of specializing in, and when did you kind of get involved?
So cyber technology is an area that is one of our core mission spaces. And we had some people that heard about ASCTE and really started asking, how can we be involved? How can we partnership? Because, of course, we're not just worried about the workforce that we have today, but we need to continue to grow that workforce well into the future. And ASCTE is a perfect place to see where that can happen early in people's careers.
Yeah, and the partnership that y'all have with the school is more of an experience partnership. It's giving the students the opportunity to learn a little bit more about it, get involved with an internship program. Talk a little bit about the uniqueness of something like that, because you are bringing in students that are, maybe 18 or under.
So that really is not something new for us. We have had a long history of trying to bring high school students into the workplace, usually during their summer break, and working with them to help introduce to them the wide breadth of opportunities, both in science and engineering, but also in coming to work as a civilian within the federal government. And so this partnership with ASCTE is just a natural extension of that and gives us the ability to actually do more work with these students earlier in their careers and get them involved early and often.
Yeah, and so this, like you said, this is something that y'all have kind of done with high school students in the past. So was much of the curriculum and kind of the experience for the ASCTE students similar to the experience that maybe other high school students have had with DEVCOM in the past?
I would say in this case, it's actually a lot more involved and a lot more detailed than when we've done in the past, because the whole concept behind ASCTE is set up to prepare the students to come into this environment and really continue their education actually in the workplace, putting hands-on with some of the things that they learn in the classroom and some of the things they learn in some of the unique labs here at the school. Now you get to come in and see it in an actual workplace and contribute to actual projects that we're working on that will support our future soldiers.
Yeah, and so this partnership and this opportunity for DEVCOM with the cyber school here has kind of opened the door for other agencies to become partners and kind of see what y'all are doing. How much of that conversation have you seen or have you had with other organizations once the announcement was made for DEVCOM to be a partner?
We've had a lot of conversations with both our partners out on the Arsenal as well as our partners in industry here in Huntsville. And in fact, we've done some partnerships with them to help enable them to be able to bring your students into their organizations working on some of our projects. We've had to work through some things, contractual wise and some of the different aspects of actually doing work on a government project. But it's really been a whole of community partnership, not just the federal government, but also our industry partners here in Huntsville.
Yeah, and so when the initial partnership got started, what year was the initial partnership and you started having actually students within ASCTE working for DEVCOM?
Not as quickly as we wanted to, actually, because one of our co-partners out here snatched up all your interns the first year. But we've actually had interns working with us now for about, I think we're about to end up our second year, second school year of doing that. With the intent that we want to continue that, obviously going forward and grow it as we can, because really we have a real challenge across the country, not just here in Huntsville, but we have a challenge across the country in graduating enough people that are interested in science and engineering to fill the demand signal that we have, whether it's within the federal government or within commercial industry. And so anything we can do to help spark interest or grow people's ability to understand the breadth of the opportunities they have in science and engineering, we want to be involved in, because it doesn't just help our future workforce, but really it benefits the country as a whole, because whether they come to work for us or whether they go to work for one of our partners or whether they go to work in commercial industry somewhere else in the country, we're all working to the same goal, and that is to continue the long history of technological innovation that we're known for here in the United States.
Yeah, and building that workforce and showcasing to the students too, I would assume here that are at the school that, hey, they can stay here in Huntsville and they can do this stuff. It doesn't have to be, hey, I have to go somewhere else to do the things that I want to do. There's a lot of cool and exciting things that are happening, within a few, miles of this actual school building.
Yeah, we actually, although we have a lot of partnerships across Huntsville and really North Alabama, it really is also a competition for that talent, because again, there is a huge breadth of opportunities here in the city to do just about anything you want to do in the STEM fields, whether it's biological sciences, health sciences, engineering of any type, cyber of any flavor. You have an opportunity to do that here in Huntsville, and the demand signal among our industry partners and among the federal government, when you think about how many federal agencies are now here in Huntsville, whether it's the Army or NASA or the Missile Defense Agency or the FBI, all of them have a need for these skill sets. And so, as you said, the opportunities are endless and boundless. And you can really do anything you want to do in this community. One of the things that's been real interesting for us is we've brought students in and showed them what they can do in the laboratory. Some of them are amazed that it's not just sitting behind a desk or behind a computer all day, right?
Yeah.
You can put your hands on real hardware and you can actually see the fruit of your labor and what it's going to do and how it's going to benefit the nation. So it really is a unique opportunity here in Huntsville.
Yeah, and this opportunity for the students too. I mean, they're often able to get clearances early on, so
Yes.
that as they getting into their college career, they already have that kind of one leg up amongst their other colleagues or other classmates. How important is that as you're kind of showcasing the unique things that aren't just behind a desk or behind a computer here in Huntsville, and then them having this clearance moving into their freshman year of college or whatever it might be, to then say, hey, there's opportunities for you to continue to be with us, work with us, and developing those skills.
That ability to get a clearance early while you're here in school and is really huge. It just really makes you even more marketable to industry and to the government, even while you're in college or the last part of your high school years, because it does take an investment to get that clearance, and it generally, especially in this town, is something that you need if you're going to work on government activities. But the opportunity that we've offered here at the school and partnership with some of our industry partners to get those clearances early has been a real benefit both to the students and to the companies that they're working with.
So if a company or an organization or an agency is listening and they're seeing and hearing a little bit about the partnership that DEVCOM has with the school, what sort of advice or what sort of words of encouragement would you give to them if they're not yet a partner to become a partner?
I think if you haven't been out here and seen the really unique opportunity that students have here at ASCTE, you ought to come take a look for yourself. I think you'll be amazed at what these students are doing here and how quickly they can be integrated into your workforce. So I would highly encourage any partners, whether in the government or in industry, that need a highly technical workforce, come out here and see what's being offered, and figure out how you can be a part of that.
Yeah, and so as we're sitting here in April of 2025, what sort of is the landscape for these students as you're kind of going into this I guess ending up the second year of having these interns, going into your third year? What are you most excited for to see these students being able to bring to the work being done at DEVCOM?
Well, I think we're in an era, it's funny to say we're in an era of unprecedented change, but it seems that the pace of technology is just increasing. And so whether it's something in artificial intelligence or machine learning, or how we can really use technology and use data in a way that we haven't in the past, is going to change all our lives, whether it's what we're doing on a daily basis or something for the defense of our nation. And so I think students coming into this will have an opportunity to see that it really is kind of the sky's the limit. Where their imagination and their innovation can take them, there's probably an opportunity for them to explore that.
Yeah, and with the changes in technology happening so rapidly now, how difficult is it for as you're trying to equip these students as they come in for the things that are going to be in the future, not necessarily things that are happening now? How difficult has it been to continue to see that landscape and being able to look ahead and say, hey, this is probably where things are going to be going?
Well, that's really interesting, because when we try to predict, we're usually wrong. And so really what we focused on more is encouraging people to just be innovative. Don't get locked into this is the way we've always done it, or this is the way we always approach a problem, but really just to let their imaginations take hold and adapt to the changes that are coming and learn new skills or adapt new skills. It really is a lifelong exercise in learning to be part of a STEM environment. And so it's not so much my ability to predict what the future holds as it is preparing a workforce to be able to adapt and innovate as that change happens.
Well, I mean, it's incredible just to see this partnership that you have with the school, and I think the impact it's had for DEVCOM in general, and also the impact it's had in these students' lives is evident, and it will continue to see these fruits of your labor in making this possible as these students begin to get into their college career, begin to actually be in this workforce, and hopefully this opens the door for other agencies and other organizations and industry people to say, hey, I want to be a part of this. But I appreciate you being here today.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.